Welcome to Bits of Java. Let's do a common ArrayList algorithm for finding the location of the first match. So this is a little bit different than finding the actual match itself. We want to know what index that match appears in. So in this case, we've got an ArrayList of strings called words, and we're looking for a target word, and we want to know where in this ArrayList does that word show up. So in previous counting matches, we've used an enhanced for loop because we have to loop through everything. But this time, since we need to know the index, we want to use a traditional for loop. The enhanced for loop doesn't tell us what index it's currently on. So since we need to know the index, we have to use a traditional for loop. So it's going to look very similar to what we did before with counting matches. We'll loop through every item, but this time again with traditional for loop. We have a condition to see if we have a match. So we're saying if the value at index I, if that word matches our target word, then this time we're not adding to a count. We actually have found the very first match. And to make sure it's the first match we find, we return I immediately, because only the first time that we have a match do we want to actually return I. If we skip it, we'll get a later match. So we return immediately. Now, again, return stops the method from continuing. So at this point, this code here would not execute. But let's say that in our list of words that our target word wasn't there. Then, if we make it all the way through this for loop, we still have to return something. We are contractually obligated to return an int. So to usually indicate that we couldn't find anything, -1 is the number that we'll return. If you remember how index of works with strings, -1 was returned when the item wasn't in the string. Looking at this from something slightly more complicated, we have finding here, this is the first southern earthquake, so the first earthquake with a latitude under 0. So again, looping through every item in the list. This time we are getting the earthquake and then getting the latitude of that earthquake at index I. And the first time we come across one that whose latitude is less than 0, we know we have one in the southern hemisphere. We return the location, we return the index I. And if we didn't find anything, we'll return a -1.